Hello guys, what's up? How are you doing? This is Divakar and this is a channel named Audi Knowledge Kings. So in this video we'll be looking at the functions, how to write the functions in Python and how to call the functions in Python, okay? And I already said in the comment, right? So if you want me to take the same videos in Tamil and Hindi, you just comment it below so that I'll be taking those videos in that particular languages, okay? Fine. So let's get started. So we have been seeing how the assignment statements with variables and the condition statements and loops, okay? In this session we'll be looking at the functions and how to call the functions. Basically, for what purpose the function is used is, a function is nothing but a block of code, okay? A function is nothing but a block of code which is already defined previously and we'll be using it many times in our code. The use for the why we need to use the function is, for example, if you want to make a particular task, like if you want to assign a particular value, you want to increment it and you want to print it, okay? Listen carefully. You have to do a particular block of code repeatedly. What is the block of code is, you want to assign a particular value, increment it and print it, okay? So what I'm doing is, I'm actually creating a function. I'll be saying how to create a function. There is no an issue. First you should know what is the use of the function, okay? That's what I'm saying here. I'm creating a function like def function def function of, okay, something like that, okay? So what this function should do, it should assign a particular value, it should increment that particular value and it should print it. I'm just keeping something like I so that it accepts a parameter, okay? And what it should do, it should assign it, right? If for example this I is the input value and we need to assign with a variable, right? So a equal to 5, something like I, okay? And I need to increment this, so a plus equal to 1 and I will be printing it, print a, okay? You can simply write I plus is equal to 1 and you can print. There is no an issue. But what I'm trying to say here is, you want to repeat a block of code continuously. So this is a block of code. This function of I is a block of code, okay? Suppose if you want to repeat these 3 steps, that is assignment, increment and printing for each and every values, you shouldn't want to write that particular steps for each and every value. Instead of that, you can just call the function. For example, if I want to first initialize the value 4 and I need to print it, for example, what a normal programmer do is, it just assign 4 value, like a equal to 4, then you will be incrementing it and again you will be printing it. And for 5, again a equal to 5 and a plus is equal to 1, so print 5. Again 6, so a equal to 6, a plus is equal to 1 and print 6. Like this goes on, right? But if you created a function for this particular task, instead of writing that whole step for each and every number, you can just write that function name and put that number as a parameter. That's it. It will do all needy stuff. So that's what I'm saying. If you write some big application or if you write some big task, you don't want to write a code for every small task. Instead of writing a code for each and every small task, you can just write the function name which will do that particular task, so that your larger task will be easier to make. Hope you understood. This was the main use of function. The main use of function is drive principle, that is, do not repeat yourself. That is, you don't want to repeat the code each and every time. You just call the function. That's enough for you. So this is what the function is used. Now we'll be first creating a function. So function has 2 steps. First we need to create a function. That is, you need to create means you are just making a function. You are just assigning a function what particular task it must do. That was creating a function. The second step is calling a function. That is, you can call a function while creating a function. If you just create a function, it won't execute. Okay, if you want to execute, you need to call that particular function. So okay, so I'm just giving a task here. I'm just doing a task here. What the task is, I need to square the given number using a function. Okay, just a minute. So we will be creating a function here. That is, we will be creating a function which will square a particular number. So I need to square the given number using a function. Okay, fine. You can just simply write a code, right? But what is the purpose I'm using a function here is, you need to know how the function is used. That's what I'm just taking this easy problem. For this easy problem, we don't want to use a function. But for what purpose I'm just using this function is, I want you people to know for what the function is used. That's what I'm taking this small example to make you clear. Okay, but usually function is used to handle some big tasks. Okay, so how a function in Python declared is using def, the keyword def, def. Def is nothing but define. Okay, so def, you can keep function name as anything, not a func. You can just keep it as anything. It can be like anything. Okay, so I just keeping it as sqr to make it something like more reasonable. You can keep sqrt, but sqrt is a keyword, right? Sqrt is already defined keyword in Python, so you shouldn't use sqrt. You can use sqr instead of that. And there's a parameter, right? Actually, you should give a value, and that value is passed into the function, and it squares up and it returns, right? So the function should be inputted with a number, so that is known as the parameter. That should be given inside of the parenthesis. It can be anything, I or something like any variable, no problem in that. Okay, if I is the particular value which is inputted, I need to return. What I need to return? I need to return square of that particular number, right? So I need to return I into I. Okay, so if I just call this function sqr of 3, I need to get, what I need to get? I need to get 9. But in screen there won't be displayed 9 because you are just returning. Okay, so the square of 3 will return the value only 9. It won't be printed in the screen. If you want to know what is the output, you should write print. Okay, print sqr of 3, so that you will be getting the value of sqr of 3 that is printed in the screen. So I should get 9 in the screen. See, 9 is displayed here. Okay, so otherwise if I don't want to print here, I need to print in the function itself, means there is no any issue. You can just do like that. Just instead of return, you just write print. Just write print. Print. Okay, print I star I. That's it. In this case, you just call the function. It's sufficient, because calling a function itself runs the whole code, and in that whole code there is a print statement. So the output will be displayed in the screen. So you need not want to put the print statement outside of the function block. Okay. If I run this code, I'll be getting 9. So that's it about this functions. Okay, so in this manner you can just define a function, you can call a function like anything. Okay, suppose if I want to input a 2 parameters, like if I want to create a function which can add 2 numbers, you can just put like this. So adding 2 numbers gives a input 2 numbers, right? So the function should have inputted 2 numbers. So I'm just writing something like a comma b, and what I should print here, I should print a plus b, or you can return anything. If you return, you just print outside the function, or if you just okay, you can do like that. So print of a comma b, and that's it. So printed, right? So square of, if you created a function with 2 parameters, and if you call the function with less than that parameters, then there will be an error. So how many parameters you are creating a function, you should put the same parameters for also calling also, okay? Otherwise you'll be getting a error. So is this stacking? Yeah, just a minute, wait a minute. Okay, so I'm just writing something like 3 comma 5 so that I'll be getting 8 as the answer. Let us see what's gonna happen here. Yeah, it's showing 8, right? So that's it about the functions. Okay, so in the next video we'll be looking about how to, well, in the next video I'll be looking like how to import the modules. Okay, so modules is nothing but a library in Pythons. That is, if you just install a Python IDE, initially there will be only there will be only quite simple things installed in your machine, like only print, input, only those statements will be installed in your machine. If you want to use more other fancy things or more complicated things, you need to import that from a central library, that is known as the import, right? So that for that particular process module is used. So next video we'll be knowing how to import a library, how to import a module, and how to use it, and also we'll be looking how to, and also we'll be having some exercises on these topics, because I will be teaching simply, but you should know how to solve these things with a complicated problem, because the real life problems are very complicated, right? So you should know how these things should be used in the real life problem. So I'll be handling you more difficult problems in the upcoming sessions, so that you will be having a good understanding of these topics. And the last and foremost thing I need to say before ending this video is, you should know how to take an input from the user. For example, I don't know what the user will be inputting, but whatever the value user inputs, I need to display the square of that particular number. If there is a problem like this, first you need to input the number from the user, right? So how you can input the number is, I'm telling you, wait a minute. So that is, you can just keep any variable left hand side, just like you are assigning that particular input value to this a. That's the meaning here. So a equal to input of, and what the screen should be displayed, what should be displayed in the screen, that should be written here inside this quotation. For example, I need to enter a number, you can say enter a number, so that in the screen there will be a statement enter a number, so that the user know here he should enter, so that he will be entering, and that particular value will be gets into this a, so that we can process that particular value. Okay, so enter a number. So okay, and this is a very important point, just make a note of it. That is, whenever you are just writing some variable equal to input of a particular statement, what will happen is, after the statement you are just typing a number, right? That number will be entering into the left variable. Yeah, in this case it is a. So if you write a number like enter a number, after that if you write 8, that 8 will be assigned into a, but that 8 is an integer. But how it is gonna assign into a is in the form of string. Okay, it's gonna assign in the form of a string. So you can't add, or you can't sub, or you can't increment, you can't do some mathematical stuffs with the string. So if you want to make a string into an int, you should wrap this whole input statement into int, that is int, and just put a bracket. That's it. It will do everything that you needed. That's it. So whatever the number you are just typing, after you enter a number, that particular number is turned out to int, and that will be assigned to a. It's lovely, right? So after inputting into a, I'm just wanna increment it, right? So just write a plus is equal to 1, and after incrementing I need to square that number, right? So print of a star a. That's it. Okay, so I don't want to write this code, right? I'm just removing it. Okay, so what is happening in this particular code is, first you are just writing a enter a number that will be displayed in this screen. After that enter a number statement, you are just putting a number. That particular number is changed into int and it will be wrapped into a. After that a will be incremented and then you will be getting the square of that particular incremented number. I'm just running this code so that you will be having a good idea. Yeah, enter number is displayed in screen, right? If you're writing 5, it should be incremented. So if I write 4, the value should be 5, right? Incremented value should be 5. So in this screen I should get 25. See, 25 is getting the screen. Okay, again if I running this code, wait a minute, this adds or something irritating, right? Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I'm just again running this code with another number, 6, so that 7, so 14 will be the answer for 14. This is about the input statements in Python. Those are very simple, very simple statements, very easy ones. Okay guys, that's it for this video. So in this next video we'll be looking at a module, take a look into the modules, and also we'll be having some difficult exercise problems, so you'll be getting good insights out of this previous topics. Okay, so finally, if you like this video, please like it, click the bell icon and share it, and please subscribe my channel guys. As always, I love you, please. Thank you guys, thank you.